Good. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this public meeting of the Mayor and Council officially to order. At this time, I would ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silent prayer and a reflection as we think about our law enforcement and public safety professionals and volunteers across our country. Please salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please note the fire exits behind you into the main parking lot, and to my left, your right, into the main hallway. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to advance notice of and attend any meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with this act, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Milford have caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Borough Hall, and notices have been sent to the Record and the Ridgewood News. The mission of this governing body is to provide essential services through the establishment and implementation of public policy that will safeguard the infrastructure, provide fair, honest, courteous, and professional services, establish a sense of trust and accomplishment between all residents, and through research and prudent planning, seek to minimize risk while improving our services. We are sensitive to the needs and satisfaction of our taxpayers while realizing that this governing body cannot be all things to all people, within the revenue constraints imposed by state mandates, economic conditions, and prevailing attitudes about taxation. At this time, I would ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman San Music.
Here.
Councilwoman Saraki Hurley.
Present.
Council President Duffy.
Here.
Councilman Grotsky.
Here.
Councilman Seymour.
Here.
Councilwoman Grant.
Here.
Mayor Petrino.
Here. And I just want the record to reflect that our risk manager, Mark Coughlin, is in the audience with us tonight. Okay, moving on to appointments.
Mayor, if I may, we have 3 appointments to our Milford Volunteer Fire Department. They are Timothy J. Horner for Company 2, Leonardo Alvarez for Company 2, and Zachary B. Tafaro for number 2. So I'd like to make a motion to add those names to the...
Okay, so we have a motion on the table to add Zachary Tafaro for Company 2 and Leonardo Alvarez for Company 2.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Do you have the paperwork?
I do. Yes, sir, right along.
Thank you. Okay. So under appointments, may I get a motion to officially appoint Timothy Horner, Fire Company number 2, Zachary Tafaro, Fire Company number 2, and Leonardo Alvarez, Company number 2.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, and thank you very much for serving our borough. At this time, I would ask for a motion for the approval of the minutes from the June 12th, 2023 work and closed session meetings.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
One abstention? Any opposed? Okay. Under new business tonight, we have an introduction of an ordinance, 2023:25, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I would ask her to please read the ordinance.
Capital ordinance to appropriate the sum of $505,000 for the undertaking of the Main Street Improvements Project from River Road to the Boulevard, in, by, and for the Borough of New Milford, in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from a state grant and from the Capital Improvement Fund of the Borough.
Okay, the purpose of this ordinance is to appropriate funds from a state grant, from the New Jersey Department of Transportation, and our own Capital Improvement Fund for the borough improvements to Main Street, consisting of milling and paving of Main Street from River Road to the Boulevard, accessible curb ramps, and crosswalk markings to promote pedestrian safety. May I get a motion to introduce this ordinance on its first reading?
Motion. Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilwoman San Music.
Yes.
Councilwoman Saraki Hurley.
Yes.
Council President Duffy.
Yes.
Councilman Grotsky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay, the public hearing on this ordinance will be at our July 24th meeting. I think this is good news. Main Street is, you can see the revitalization there, new businesses coming in, and I think this is going to go a long way. Okay, item number 1, Fire Department membership. Council President Duffy.
Yes, Mayor, I just want to congratulate the 3 new appointees and welcome them to the family of volunteers in Milford. And also say thank you to the fire department for their efforts on trying to actually just, let's call it recruitment. And they are committed to continue to do so until they are able to bolster their membership. So just, good news for that. That's it.
Excellent. Does anyone have any questions? This one? Okay. Number 1. Okay. It's also the rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a memo. So we want it.
Chris, I'll default to you on that.
Okay.
Can I have that?
Sure.
Okay. So I think the fire chief mentioned that the borough ordinance, the rules and regulations that were accepted by the town, that the applicant must fill out a New Jersey State Firemen's Association application, which must be forwarded to NJSFA for compliance and acceptance. They want to change the borough ordinance to be replaced with borough firemen shall meet the standards of NJFSA and shall perform all firemantic duties. It currently says that there's an age, they have to be within a certain age category, and our age cutoff I think is 45, and the NJFSA has the age up to 57, and so they want it to be consistent with that standard. So in effect, we would be revising our ordinance to increase the age at which people can still volunteer.
And to put us in line with the NJSA.
Yes.
So, can we, what are we going to do, add that to our next meeting?
I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention and see if that's
It's the pleasure of the council to make the fire department, our ordinance, match the NJSFA.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Item number 2.
Yep, the second one's
Fire Awareness Day. We're staying
pretty simple. The fire department's asked to hold Fire Awareness Day on Sunday, October 8th, with a rain date of October 15th. They want to relocate the portion that normally takes place in the Borough Hall parking lot to the new municipal lot over by the new ShopRite. And they wanted to make sure that they have permission to do that.
I think that's fantastic. I think that location is going to give them so much more visibility.
I agree.
That's a
That's
great
the idea.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
Item number 3 is DPW logo, Councilman Grassi.
Thank you, Mayor. DPW has been working on changing their logo of Mayor Petrino. They've come up with a replica of it, and it's also significant that it's also the National Public Works logo also, from what Vince has been telling me. Therefore, all these Public Works logos will be affixed to all department vehicles, and display will also apply for the DPW. That's it. Any questions?
I did.
Council President Duffy.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm concerned about the representation of the American flag on that logo, that it's black and white. And I'm uncomfortable with that would they consider putting red, white, and blue there instead?
I thought I saw it in color. Is it actually going to
No,
be
it's
black?
actually black, white, and orange, which is the official, there's an orange stripe on it.
It's fine, and this is my humble opinion. It's fine if you have to commit to certain colors to be part of the, the grand scheme of things, but if you're using the likeness of the American flag, it should be red, white, and blue, and that's just my opinion.
I agree.
That's why.
The DPW flag, the black, white, and orange, actually flies at the DPW. That is the official flag of the Association of
The official
DPW.
logo though it's not a flag, it's bars. It's orange and black bars that I looked it up today, and it's not a flag. So I'm also concerned and have questions about the flag.
Well, it certainly looks like it. I'm looking at the copy that Ira has here. It looks like the stars and stripes.
Yeah.
In a small section of it. And I think that's what it was intended.
To look more like a flag as opposed to the.
It looks like the DPW flag.
Well, maybe we should change the flag.
We can't change the DPW flag.
It's a national flag.
It's national?
Yeah.
This is the logo they like. This is the one they want on their letterhead. See no problem with it?
I don't know, my feeling is, it's just mine, that whenever there's a flag, I think it should be red, white, and blue, no matter who's color from what department it may be. If they want the black, white, and orange representation, I would recommend going with the bars, the horizontal bars, that is the public works. That does not look like a flag. That does not look like the American flag, the United States flag. I agree.
So bars with, and you would take away the stars, the section with the stars? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. We're really going to go back to them and say we don't like stars?
Yeah.
It's not the
It's not the
stars.
stars, not the stars, it's the fact that they're using the American flag on for
Different
quality
colors.
in different colors.
Surrounded by black. It's very foreboding looking.
It's surrounded by black because the letters are in white.
You asked, I told you.
I don't think it's common knowledge about this flag colors and flags. We're a borough and we're gonna, part of the county and state and federal government. I think it's to have the flag in orange and black on borough vehicles is confusing misrepresentation. If they want to have the black and white and orange bars, that is consistent. And
Is everyone
that's
okay with
borough.
that? Changing it to the black and orange bars.
To what's black?
So it's not
It's black, white, and orange bars.
right.
It doesn't look like a flag
No.
like this does.
Well, no, it doesn't look like an American flag.
Well, I would be fine with that.
Yeah?
Yes.
And and just if we're changing things, I'd rather see the borough logo up top. And Public Works across the bottom. But,
That's just a preference, but it's not a deal breaker, right?
right. I mean, they are our trucks. Belong to the borough and the people in the borough.
Right, similar to the police logo and the fire department logo.
So let's table this and go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I'll tell them about the orange bars.
Well, they can use their public works flag, or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. I'll go back to them.
Thank you.
Item number 4, parking. Commercial establishment administrator.
Yes.
This is actually something that was circulated following our last meeting, drafted by the borough attorney. It was something that was circulated earlier to the council for their consideration and to see if there were any questions about it.
I thought it represented our discussion.
Does anybody have any comments or?
I think one of my comments was, I think it doesn't make a distinction between parking and storage. But like, they're listed as no parking or storage, but we don't say what the difference is.
I think it was be revised, I did.
Yeah, I
storage.
revised one.
Yeah,
did try.
it's storage,
I'll say that.
if you have the revised one.
Actually, I don't see it, Kevin.
If this wasn't speculated, I did update it.
Right now, it's still saying shall be unlawful for a commercial motor vehicle establishment to park, store idle, or otherwise maintain on any public street, any inventory vehicle. or
In
shop.
the definition section.
In the definitions, okay. To the first page.
Jason? I don't have it in front of me, I'm sorry. I should have. Store shall meet the park, place, or put a motor vehicle aside for use, future use, when needed, to put for safekeeping and or to place, leave on a public street.
Okay. I didn't see that. Mr. Easton?
So,
Okay, got it.
Can you repeat where the section that is in?
it's at the end of the definition section on page 2. Should say school.
Under the heading store?
Yes.
Yeah.
I find that a little bit confusing myself because store and park is kind of, is there a distinction between those two or?
Well, the concern was,
I'm not clear on, is being worked out here.
the concern was there was no definition for what it meant to store, so I added the only definition I could find. I think they're synonymous. I mean, we're really dealing with the same concept. You know, when people are stacking their cars for commercial purposes in the street, using public right-of-way as a storage lot.
In this definition of store, to me it reads like the public street can be used for storage.
No, it prohibits it when you read further on. It was just defining. If you look at the end of the page 2 or 3, I don't know if there's a third page to this.
It's actually right below it, on page 2, B.
It shall be unlawful for any commercial motor vehicle establishment to park, store, idle, or otherwise maintain on a public street any inventory vehicle or shop vehicle, which is also defined above.
Is there any way to make it a little bit more clear?
Not that I'm aware of. I can't make it any more clear than that. You're not supposed to be doing it. To be honest, it took us the better part of an afternoon to define store, because when I looked up store, it meant just definition to store, to place. So, and it's a legitimate concern, so we were able to come up with what we found. But the whole concept of this is there are commercial establishments that are storing vehicles on borough streets for commercial purposes, depriving residents of the ability to park there. I'm trying to put
I understand that, but the way this reads, as a layperson without a law degree, it's confusing. So my concern, my advocacy is that when this is put up on, for public use and guidance, that the public is able to reference it and understand it clearly.
But it does, it says what storing is. You can't park or place it on the street for future use when needed on a public street or roadway. I think that's pretty clear. What do you think would make it?
I only have
what is
these two sheets of paper, so I don't know if there's any more to this.
It was 3 sheets of paper. It was all part of the same document that was sent. What sheet are you looking at? The one that has the definition of store?
It's all definitions.
That's the front page, has all definitions. The second page also has definitions. Park, shop vehicle, store.
So is this a new ordinance? Because there's also new ordinance reference numbers, so is this new?
This would be brand new if the council chooses to go forward. So what I did was I put in a definition section to deal with all the possible types of vehicles we may be dealing with and what is really being prescribed. We don't want to limit any member of the public or commercial business from parking. That's not the goal. But in, I think it's 2B, I define that they can't use it for an extended period of time for a business purpose, where they're basically piling them up to use at a later date. So you look to, that's the prescribed or prohibited activity, and then what does that mean? You get into what does store mean, or what does park mean, and you define it above. So the definitional section doesn't necessarily tell you what can and can't be done. It's further on in the body of the ordinance. And if you tell me, what the concern is, I'm happy to try it. This is my best shot.
So where you have is place a motor vehicle aside for use for future use. There, are we looking at parking lots, storage buildings?
Streets.
This is specifically for streets.
Only streets.
It says public street or roadway.
Only streets is the concern. We're looking to impede the ability of the business to do what they need to do. There's no rush on it. We can.
So I would look at, so I would read this and say the definition of store of what to do. And what's confusing is that later you're talking about, I understand what the goal is to free up parking, because we have parking issues here in our municipality. So I understand what is happening there, but what storage means is what can you do, what is missing for me here is what appropriate storage definition would be.
The definition is not prohibiting the activity, it's just saying what is being, what to store means. So it's just a definition of what storage or storing on a borough street would be prohibited.
So that when you get to the part about what you can and can't do, you'll understand what we mean by the word store.
So there's no question down the line, well, I was only there for 10 minutes as opposed to 15 days of car being parked.
Correct.
So that's really the distinction I was trying to make. But I'm happy to go back to the drawing board if anybody has some trepidation about it, and we can sign it for introduction. It's only for discussion, and we can table it, and I'm happy to speak to anybody offline about it, so try to address any concerns.
I think it was fine.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine.
So we'll put this on
Prepare for
introduction in July.
24th.
24th. One meeting in July.
Yes.
Reminder, one meeting in July. Okay, moving on. Schedule updates. I have Tuesday, August 1st, is National Night Out. Once again, for the second year in a row, it will be at Kennedy Memorial Field. It will take place from 7 to 10. And yes, we will be having fireworks once again this year to end the night.
Outstanding.
Yes. Once the police department is done with the flyers, they'll start being advertised. Was there anything else that I missed?
Yes,
Sunday,
ma'am.
October 8th, right? Someone said that earlier.
I have an updated calendar from the municipal ones.
Okay.
On Saturday, July 8th, will be the Municipal Alliances and the Stigma-Free Committee's rescheduled mental health and wellness event in front of Borough Hall. That will be from 9 in the morning till 12:30 in the afternoon.
Right, that was the rain out last time. Right?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
that's the rain date.
Say the hours again, please.
9 to 12:30 on Saturday, July 8th.
Next to the gazebo. Right? Gazebo area?
Yes. The Municipal Alliance Barbecue is going to be on Sunday, July 16th, from 4 to 8. I think they're confirming the location for the barbecue. The Municipal Alliance Fishing Derby will be on September 10th from 8 to 12.
No question on the location for that one.
Nope, no. That one is self-evident there. That will be it.
So after the rain today, we don't have any more lakes.
Yes, yes. And the Municipal Alliance Family Olympic Day will be on Sunday, September 17th. The time is yet to be determined.
I'm sorry, what was that, September what?
The Family Olympic Day is Sunday, September 17th. The time has not yet been determined.
Are they creating flyers for these events?
Yes,
Once you have those, send them in to us so we can get them on the,
absolutely.
You too.
Absolutely.
Would that be an exception again?
Yes.
So the only thing is we don't know where the barbecue is. That's the only location we don't have.
It's the barbecue, yes.
Oh, Sunday, October 8th is fireworks. There we go. At the Knights Field parking lot. And I don't have the exact dates, but I know that summer recreation sign-up is closing at the end of this week, and so is fall soccer, recreation soccer. So jump on their website this week if you'd like to sign up for any of those.
They don't have any for adults yet?
Any,
Only up to 16?
you could join the Adult Kickball League, which is actually going great. Gets bigger and bigger every year. Kickball. Okay, moving on to the administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I also have National Night Out, which we've covered. Our engineering update, the New Jersey DOT culvert project, as a result of DEP permitting difficulties, the culvert is going to be patched by the DPW, which can be done without a DEP permit under the permit by rule. The engineer has submitted a scope change to the DOT June 13th to reallocate the grant to mill and pave Steuben Avenue north of Newbridge Road. The NJDOT Boulevard and graphic traffic signal, the project was rebid with a base bid and 2 alternates, and bids were received on June 22nd, and there's a resolution on tonight's agenda to award the base bid and the first alternate. The NJDOT Municipal Aid Cedar Road project, the project is out to bid with a return date of July 13th. The Prospect Park Basketball Court lighting, which is a Bergen County open space grant, The design coordination with the lighting vendor is underway and construction start date is anticipated for November. The tax map update, the updated map was submitted to the state for their review on Friday the 23rd. Prospect Park Playground quotes for equipment from the engineer are expected by the end of June. The Reichelt Road resurfacing, which is a community development project from River Road to Pacific. The project has been authorized and we're waiting on the schedule from the engineer. And the NJDOT Main Street Streetscape project, the funding ordinance is being introduced tonight, and the design will be authorized upon adoption of the funding ordinance. The 2022 audit has been completed, and for the second year in a row, we've had no corrective action that's required. There's an affidavit that everybody has to sign tonight that needs to be submitted to the state. Borough Hall is going to be closed on Monday, July 3rd and Tuesday, July 4th in observance of the 4th of July. Monday is being taken in lieu of Lincoln's birthday, which is a scheduled holiday for the Borough Hall. Borough Hall offices are beginning summer hours this Friday, June 30th, from 8 to 4 p.m. on Monday through Thursday and 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday. And as the mayor stated earlier, we have just one meeting in July, and that meeting is scheduled for Monday, July 24th. That's it for me. Thank you.
Any questions for the administrator? Resolutions, has everyone had a chance to look through them? Are there any that need to be pulled for further discussion and or vote? Okay. May I get a motion to file committee reports with the borough clerk to be spread in full upon the minutes?
Motion.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. I think we can go around real quick and give one or two bullet points. And we're going to start with Councilwoman Grant.
I have nothing this evening, but I'd like to wish everybody a very happy summer vacation.
Excellent. You don't want to mention the big
Do I
party?
want to mention the big party? I'd love to
Real quick,
mention the big party.
mention the big party.
We had a big celebration this weekend for Ms. Peggy Stassa's 100th birthday, which was on Friday. She had a call from the governor, and instead of the 2 minutes she was allotted, she kept in a good conversation about education for much longer than 2 minutes. She loved the attention. Her entire family was there. She has 3 children, 7 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren, or maybe it's 9 grandchildren instead. A big family, lots of them. And everybody was in a great mood, and she is doing just fine. So she had a lovely time. The mayor brought a proclamation with him, as did our Assemblywoman Lisa Swain, and Congressman Josh Gottheimer gave her a flag that hung over the Capitol on her birthday. So it was a lovely day, and we wish Peggy again a very, very happy birthday.
That's very good. Councilman Seymour.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to follow up on what you mentioned about rec soccer signups ending this week. I can't say enough to compliment and commend our recreation department. They not only never stop working, they do an amazing job for our entire community. In fact, today, the recreation department's summer camp program started for kids in our town. Parents are thrilled. The kids are very excited. It's a lot of fun. And this past season, soccer season, was a tremendous hit with the new training sessions that were in place and the new tutorial sessions with the trainers. So I just want to say thank you to them.
Councilman McGrath.
Thank you, Mayor. This just came up this morning. Vince contacted Chris and myself. There's a 2023 NJUCS stewardship grant. What that means is it's New Jersey Forest Service Urban and Community Forestry Program, and they're offering up to $15,000 in grant money. Unfortunately, they're not allowing shade trees to be purchased, but what they are offering is tree inventory, risk-free inventory, post-storm inventory, insect and disease surveys, and any combination. Vince is planning to use it for tree inventory, so he's going to be reaching out to Millennium to help him work on this project. It's also a 25% required match for grants. So it shouldn't cost the borough very much money. If we get this $15,000, it will help the borough. And unfortunately, they're not allowing us to buy trees. So they're not offering a grant this year for trees.
So it's inventory,
It's inventory, risk, tree inventory, post-storm inventory, insect and disease surveys and mitigation planning and any combination, but the majority from my discussion with Vince is it's going to be used to do a tree inventory.
That would be great, because
It's a
that is
good
much
idea.
needed. Yeah, we get points for sustainable jersey for that, so that's a much needed report needed.
And Vince said that he would be able to cover the 25% match out of operating.
Okay, even better.
That's even better.
Thank you.
Anything else, sir?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Council President Duffy?
Thanks, Mayor. I had a couple of things with the fire department earlier. But, something always strikes me that is, in our resolutions every meeting. And this week, it's 2023:162, the capital ordinance for Main Street improvements. And just would like to congratulate the governing body, the mayor, and everyone else involved in this consideration for Main Street. Art Coughlin in the audience, he and I were together on the planning board many, many years ago when we did the first streetscape on Main Street. And from then, it has been improved a second time, and now it will be the third. And I believe the commitment that we show in providing for a safe pedestrian area as well as a safe travel area, it helps invite more businesses and gives us a thriving Main Street. So congratulations for the introduction of this capital ordinance, and I look forward to seeing how we continue to support Main Street and watch it grow. Thank you.
And just to piggyback on that, I know Council President Duffy and myself, we are actively working to try to reinvigorate the Chamber of Commerce in Milford. So we're working on it. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay. Councilwoman Siraki.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have to discuss is the Historic Commission has been pretty busy trying to come up with different events. So we're looking to have a Sleepy Hollow stories that have been found actually in the record, like Oily Oliver, who was a character, a real person, who they believe came from Hackensack, and that he would pour oil all over his naked body and run along, no, seriously, run along the river with lanterns. So we're thinking of having stories told in the cemetery for Halloween and a couple of different little events like that. Pumpkins scattered from, let's say, the pond down to the road down to cemetery. So it's in the talks, but and have stories. This was all in the Urban Record dated back in 1970.
Yeah, the Urban Evening Record.
Urban Evening Record.
Yeah, I know this is a cool way to bring some awareness to the history of New Milford, especially our cemetery, toying with the idea of stories, ghost tours, et cetera,
I
et
think
cetera.
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun.
I have a question. I was wondering if the Historic Preservation Commission, where they stand, whether they made progress on requesting an ordinance change to add more historic properties to.
We've been discussing that because I think they're coming up with a new master plan.
Yes, we are.
So, yeah, they want to.
Well, it doesn't have to be part of that. It can be, it's going to be an ordinance, so it would be separate.
No, what I'm saying is that they were discussing these different things because the master plan is coming up. So it's in the makings. They've been busy.
History never ends.
No.
Councilwoman Sandy.
Thank you, Mayor. This past Saturday, I had the opportunity to attend a solstice and land transfer celebration hosted by the Ramapo Lenape Nation. Can you hear me now?
That's better,
Okay.
yes.
All right. You need me to start over?
If you could just say, last Saturday you attended.
Last Saturday, I attended solstice and land transfer celebration hosted by the Ramapo Lenape Nation. In addition to celebrating the summer solstice, the Ramapo Muncie Land Alliance, the Ramapo Muncie Lenape Nation, and the Land Conservancy of New Jersey celebrated the historic transfer of Tahitawai'u, commonly known as Split Rock Mountain, back to the Ramapo people. I hope I pronounced that correctly. The landmark moment returns stewardship of the sacred land of the Ramapo Lenape Nation for the first time since 1737, before the American Revolution. So Split Rock Mountain is located on land that overlaps Bergen County and Rockland County. It was a very nice event, and Chief Perry gave a very nice speech about creating a new story for the future.
On June 14th, Councilman Grotzky and myself attended the Milford Auxiliary Police, their final dinner. It was very nice. We wanted to present them with certificates and thank them for everything they've done for our borough since post-World War II, when the auxiliaries were actually started. They started as a civilian defense force, and it has evolved. So we wanted to thank them for everything they've done. So it was really nice. Yesterday, June 25th, some members of the council and myself, we actually dedicated a memorial tree to Zoe Komenos. Everyone knows the story of Zoe. Unfortunately, young girl who passed away way too early. And people had followed her on Facebook, and everyone in the Milford knew what was going on. So that was just for their family. It was very nice. They really, really appreciated it. And actually today I attended the Milford High School Athletic Boosters Golf Outing Scholarship Fund. So all the proceeds there go to athletic scholarships for the high school. So that's another good event. We did have a couple of rain delays, but we mustered through it with wet socks and feet, but all for a good cause. And that's all I have. So at this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to open up to the public.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any questions, comments about the borough of Milford, now is your opportunity to come up and give us your name and talk about whatever you want. Seeing that there are no members of the public present who would like to comment, I would ask for a motion to close the public.
Motion to close. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'd like to ask for a motion to approve resolutions 2023:154 to 2023:162.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going into closed session. When we are finished with closed session, we will immediately adjourn this meeting and no action will be taken. So may I get a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
May I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Good night and enjoy the summer.